for another Extreme Makeover, Dollhouse Edition. This is the house from our How to Make a Cozy Doll Living Room video. We will put a link in the description box below so you can see how we originally made it. I have not used this space in a while. As you can tell from the inside, it's kind of become a little storage area. What is this, Roblox? What is this doing in here? So let's give this room a makeover. Inspired by the Barbie Dreamhouse 1962 reproduction. We'll probably switch up the fabrics, take some artistic liberties, but first things first, we need to clear the space. Now that all of the furniture is cleared out, we can get started. I want to extend this wall and make this space bigger. So what we have to do first is remove the stairs. They are glued in place, so I have to use an X-Acto knife to cut the glue. This might mess up the walls and the floor a little. Stairs are pretty time-consuming to make, so this is kind of breaking my heart right now, but it has to go, so goodness, I glued this in really good. Ow, ow, that's my hand. Okay, finally got it out. And yeah, we damaged the walls, but that's okay because we're gonna probably cover them anyway. The stairs are pretty much still intact. Maybe we can use those later. Gonna remove these shelves. They're a lot easier to remove than the stairs, but they still pull off the paper. Peel off any leftover glue. The curtains gotta go. Remove the plants on the outside. There we go. And the shutters. This light has to go as well. Can I remove the paper from the windows? This is not coming off and I just messed it up. Urgh. It looks like my only choice is to replace the window, so I'm gonna have to pull off the frame, remove the clear plastic. We'll use this as a guide to cut more plastic later. I want to push this wall out, so I draw a line going down the wall, use an X-Acto knife to cut on the line drawn to remove the wall. I'm recycling cardboard from an Amazon box, mark and cut 4-inch wide strips, glue one on to extend the floor. I actually need 2 pieces of cardboard to make the floor flush. I cut 2 pieces for the sides. One is about 2 inches longer than the other. Let's glue them onto the floor, then glue the front back on. And we're gonna have to remove this window frame because this whole thing has to be recovered. That added some more floor space, so yay. We're on a roll, so let's extend that wall too. Cut down the corner and across the bottom to remove the wall. Let's add 8 inches, giving us a very large room. Now, let's cover it. For the outside, I found this bulletin board paper at the dollar store. It's 5 feet of paper, so that's a great deal for $1. The print is drawn and not a photograph, but it's a great value, so we're gonna do it. The stone pattern helps to hide a lot of the imperfections from us piecing the walls together. But that's a lot of stone. Let's see if we can break this up a little. I add a wood grain underneath the window, cut a new piece of clear plastic from packaging, glue it onto the house. I bought black foam board at the dollar store and cut it into strips. It's white on the inside, and I think that's gonna give us a nice little contrast. Glue the strips around the window. I have one going down the center, cut and add smaller pieces in between. Remove the hardware from the door. I am going to cover it with a reddish-orange paper. Use a hole punch on gold foil paper. Glue it to the top center of the door. Add a sticker gem in the middle to make a peephole. Glue a picture frame hook onto the door. Repeat on both sides. Use foam board to make a frame around it to give the door a makeover. Take a large piece of cardboard and let's place it right underneath the house. Mark the visible area. I am covering it with our concrete printable. Glue it underneath to make a sidewalk in front of the house. Glue more cardboard underneath to level out the floor and to give strength to the bottom of those extensions. Take leftover cardboard and let's cut it to fit right on the side. Cover it with the wood grain paper, glue it onto the corner, making a small fence for a little outside storage. Make a smaller one, glue it right in front, glue an artificial plant inside for a touch of greenery. I picked up a small flashlight at the dollar store, remove the attachments, glue it onto the wall, cut a small piece of foil paper, bend it around a glue stick to try and get an even bend. Mine has a few wrinkles in it. Glue it onto the wall over the flashlight, leaving the top button exposed to make a working light. So far, we've just been working on the outside of the house, so let's move to the inside. I am going to cover the floors with a light wood scrapbook paper. I had to patch it here and there, which isn't my favorite. It leaves seams. But this is a very large room, and I'm hoping once we bring furniture in, you won't really notice it. To brighten it up, I'm thinking white brick on the walls. Let's add a little color to this back wall and a large pattern on the side wall. Add strips of foam board around the window and door. Use the foam to add baseboards. That helps to clean up all of our edges and give us a more polished look. I cut a 4-inch wide rectangle of foam board, and we're going to glue this right across the top, making a small ceiling. Cut a piece of black foam board and glue it on top. This one is 4.5 inches wide, giving us a little roof. Cut little pieces of foam board and glue them on the top to look like there is a window above. Trim it with white on the inside. Add 1-inch strips of foam board around the rest of the top to give a mid-century modern look to the front of our house. Now, let's decorate the inside. Our inspiration is coming from the Barbie Dreamhouse from the 1962 reproduction. So we need a bed, a place to store clothes, a vanity, a rug, a love seat, coffee table, a chair with an ottoman, a TV, and a bookcase. Oh, and lots of art. For the bed, I'm using the bed that we made in our custom Violet video. This bed is attached to a really nice bookcase that looks perfect for this space. But I want to separate the two. I used my X-Acto knife to turn one piece into two. I'm going to place the bookcase right here and put the bed up against the wall. I'm using the bookcase as a divider for this space, giving the bedroom a little privacy. But since it's an open bookcase, it doesn't close the space in too much. Let's add a headboard to this bed. I cut a piece of cardboard, cover it with a wood grain paper, glue white cotton fabric to the top of the bed, cut strips of paper, fold over and glue down the top, glue it around the bottom of the bed, glue on the cardboard, cut leftover pieces of foam board and cover them with the same wood grain paper, make two, and glue them onto the sides. Bend foil paper into a semicircle, make holes in the headboard, take a strand of LED lights, and run them through the holes. Place the battery pack underneath the platform, and I made a small hole for the cord. Tightly coil the lights, glue the foil paper over it, turn the battery pack on from underneath to have working lights. Add bedding, glue the bookcase a few inches in front of the bed, place plants, but not too many. I want to keep this pretty open. Cut clear plastic from packaging into a circle shape, holding the center, bend the edges up, making a bowl. Color it with a Sharpie, give it a few seconds to dry. Now I cover it with a hot glue gun, just randomly coloring over the whole thing to make a decorative glass bowl. These are so much fun to make. I glued this one on top of my face cream because the top is cold and metal, and I'm using the edge of my glue gun to melt the top of my vase and curl it out. The glue gun helps you to manipulate the vase, which is really cool. Now we are melting plastic here, so make sure you're in a well-ventilated area. The Barbie Dreamhouse had a vanity, but I'm going to use this desk that we made from our Target Fun Finds video. It fits perfectly right under the window. Place an artificial plant in a small jar, place it on the desk, put the bird of paradise from our 3 easy houseplants video in the corner, and let's use a chair from one of our Amazon hauls. Cut foam board into 2-inch wide strips. I have 2 that are 10 inches long and 4 that are 5 inches. Glue the 5-inch strips between the 10-inch strips. Glue one across the bottom, then another going up. Add another one on top. Cut a wooden dowel. Glue it near the top. Glue one more piece of foam board across the top. Glue strips of paper on the front. Add some paper clip wire hangers to make a wardrobe for the bedroom. Cut more 2-inch foam board. These are 8 inches. These 2 are 2 3/4. Glue the shorter ones onto the ends. Cut more foam board. These 2 are 2.5 inches long. Glue a shorter piece right behind it, making 2 L shapes. Glue them underneath. Glue paper onto the front. Take the other 8-inch piece. We're gonna have to cut that down just a little so we can glue it underneath. I'm gluing another piece of foam board in the back. Take black foam board, glue it onto the back. Add a thinner piece in front and a thin strip near the edge to hold a cell phone, making a TV stand with a working TV. Cut a 15-inch piece of foam board, glue it onto a piece of fabric, then fold over and glue down the edges. I'm trying to be as neat as I can and tuck in all of my raw edges. Flip it so the seam faces the back. Fold up at 3 inches on each side. Place it on a 3-inch strip of foam board, trace the inside, cut it out, cover with fabric, glue it to the other piece, leaning it back just a little, cut a 9-inch piece of foam board to fit on top, cover it with a few layers of felt, cover with fabric, then glue it in place. Glue chopsticks underneath for legs, add a few pillows to make a couch. I made a few mistakes with my glue, so I cut a knit fabric, folded it neatly, and we're just gonna drape it right over to cover it up. Take a piece of paper, draw a design. I made a few triangles, cut on the lines drawn, use it as a pattern to cut out shapes of felt, glue them onto another piece of felt. I'm using tacky glue to glue down the felt. It's a lot more forgiving than hot glue, and it gives me time to make adjustments. Allow it to dry, trim off the excess to make a rug for in front of the couch. I'm using the coffee table from the Sisters Dollhouse living room video. Paint random shapes on a piece of paper. I use this as an opportunity to pull in a lot of the colors from the room. Cut pieces of foam board, glue the paper around the foam board, glue coffee stirs around the edge to make a work of art. I hung both paintings above the bed. Trace a circle on recycled paperboard, cut it out, cut a second one and use a hole punch to make a hole in the center, trim the outer edge down, take the larger circle and turn it over, find the center point, glue on toothpicks around the center point. I'm trying to fit as many toothpicks on the back of this as I can. After it's been completely covered with toothpicks, flip it over, paint everything with gold acrylic paint, cut foil scrapbook paper and glue it in the center, add the painted ring on top, glue it onto the wall above the TV to make a starburst mirror, completing our 1962 Barbie Dreamhouse inspired room. Whoa, this looks completely different from our cozy living room. We expanded the floor space, added a divider to break up the rooms. We have working lights and a cell phone holder that allows us to use our phone as a working TV. This took me about 3 days to complete, and it gives new life to an old dollhouse that we weren't really using, allowing us to recycle one of our crafts. Here's the outside of the house before, and here it is after. Here's the inside of the house before, and here it is after. This was so much fun. I love the mid-century modern type of style. Let us know what other dollhouses you would like for us to remodel in the comments down below. Thank you for joining us while we remodeled our cozy living room into a 1962 Barbie-inspired room with a few modern details. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on Instagram at MyFroggyStuff and the Frog Vlog. And we will see you next time. Bye!
Taking my time to begin with, on and on it goes. Swinging down in life, you know, we're not there for a minute. Yeah. Hey, would you rather stay right here? Make everything disappear. Can play my favorite song. Put your rose-colored glasses on. What if we stay right here? Make everything disappear. Lay low in the beaches, sun. Put your rose-colored glasses on. Yeah. Put your rose-colored glasses on. Yeah. Isn't this a good life? Sitting on the front porch, sipping on the rocks. Citrus in our beverages. Citrus in our beverages. Show only the good sides. Always pretty smiles are covering her faces. You know it is all lies. You know it is all lies.